Hey, Chiefs Kingdom! With the final game of the regular season upon us against the Broncos, let's dive into what's really at stake here. I know you might be thinking this week's matchup feels like a snooze fest, but remember what happened on Christmas Day? Our Chiefs dominated the Steelers, winning 29-10 and locking up that coveted #1 seed for the playoffs. Home field advantage and a first-round bye. Yes, please. But here's the catch. This week, Coach Andy Reid is shaking things up, and there are some big decisions on the horizon. So let's break it down. Before we get into the nitty-gritty, I want to hear from you. How do you feel about the Chiefs resting key players right before the playoffs? Is it a smart team strategy or a risky move? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Alright, here's what we know. Coach Reid isn't taking any chances. With the playoffs looming, he's decided to rest several star players, including none other than Patrick Mahomes. That's right. Backup QB Carson Wentz is stepping into the starting role against the Broncos. Classic Reid maneuver, keeping things strategic while aiming for that Lombardi trophy. I'll admit, it feels a bit odd not seeing Mahomes in action, doesn't it? But this decision is all about keeping our key players healthy and ready for the playoffs. The big question now is, can the backups maintain momentum, or are we risking some rhythm loss for the starters? Let me know what you would do in Reid's shoes. Rest the starters for safety or let them play to keep the momentum rolling. Vote in the comments and share your thoughts on Wentz's upcoming performance. Now, let's shift gears and talk about some of the key names sitting out this week. Unfortunately, Travis Kelce is doubtful for Sunday's game, along with Chris Jones, Nick Bolton, Kareem Hunt, Trent McDuffie, and even Isaiah Pacheco and Mecole Hardman, who are officially out. It's clear Reid is serious about this resting strategy. For a little context, remember last season? Kelce sat out the final game even though he was just 16 yards shy of another 1,000-yard season. Fans were disappointed, sure, but it paid off. He went on to have an amazing playoff run, racking up 355 yards and 3 touchdowns. Maybe this rest could set him up for another stellar performance in the postseason. So, Chiefs fans, which absence worries you the most? Kelce, Jones, or someone else? Let's discuss it in the comments. Now, shifting our focus to the playoffs. Things are heating up. With our starters taking a break, the spotlight turns to what comes next, an opportunity to make NFL history. If we can pull off the Super Bowl win, we'll be the first team ever to achieve a three-peat championship. Just imagine that. Last postseason, Travis Kelce was absolutely unstoppable. With this much-needed downtime, he could be primed for another incredible run. Can you see him surpassing last year's performance?
I can.
What about you? Will Kelce dominate again in the playoffs? Which player do you think is poised for a breakout moment? Drop your predictions in the comments. I'll be keeping an eye on them all. Alright, Chiefs Kingdom, that's a wrap for today's breakdown. We've covered Andy Reid's bold decisions, the status of Travis Kelce, and what lies ahead for the playoffs. Now it's your turn to join the conversation. If you haven't already, hit that like button and subscribe for all the latest insights and analysis. I want to hear your takes, your predictions, and which player you believe will shine the brightest in the playoffs. Stay tuned, big things are ahead. See you next time, Chiefs Kingdom.